President Trump defeating Nikki Haley in swing state Michigan by more than 40 percentage points as he shifts his sight to Super Tuesday and beyond.
I just want to thank everybody. You've been so incredible. The numbers are far greater than we even anticipated. The date, November 5 and January 20th, when we take over, cannot come fast enough because we're going to make America great again, greater than ever before.
The results deepening doubts about the future of Nikki Haley's campaign, but she is doubling down on her commitment to stay in the race.
If states like Colorado and Michigan and Minnesota want to start winning again, you have to have somebody on the ticket that can win a general election. In every one of the early states, yes, did Donald Trump win? I give him that. But he lost 40% of the vote. You can't win a general election if you can't get 40% of Republican primary voters.
Meantime, more than 100,000 Democrat voters casting uncommitted ballots as an act of protest against President Biden's support for Israel. The president later thanked, quote, every Michigander who made their voice heard in the election. Let's bring in Janelle King, co-chair of Let's Win for America Action. Janelle, good morning to you. What are your thoughts on how things shaped up, first for Republicans and the future for former President Trump and Nikki Haley as you see it now?
Well, I certainly wasn't surprised. And good morning to you, Carly. It's always good to be here. I certainly wasn't surprised when I saw the outcome. I think we all know that President Trump has a commanding lead. So that's gonna usher us into him pretty much being the nominee, right? I think we all know that. However, there's something interesting about this Nikki Haley situation that I think we're missing. I believe personally that the new swing voter is not independent. It's going to be everyone who decided that they want to support a candidate outside of Biden and Trump. So when you think about it, a lot of these people, a lot of these voters are not in play when it comes to polling. A lot of them will not answer the phone calls that says, if you had to choose Biden or Trump today, who would you choose? They're hanging up. So these voters are not in play. So I urge the Republican Party to focus in on making sure we tie up these loose ends and that we make sure we solidify our base going into the general to ensure that these voters that are pretty unpredictable leans in our favor rather than sit it out.
Yeah, you know, Nikki Haley released a statement and she addressed pretty much exactly what you're saying. She said Joe Biden is losing by 20 percentage points of the Democratic vote today, and many say it's a sign of his weakness in November. She goes on to say Donald Trump is losing about 35% of the vote. That's a flashing warning sign for Trump in November. So how do you think these candidates, Donald Trump and Joe Biden, will be able to sway those undecided voters into their camp?
Well, you know, I feel like they both have an uphill battle, but to two different perspectives. Mm-hmm. So, you know, with Biden, he obviously has to overcome a lot, right? He has the economy, he has the whole situation happening with Israel and Gaza and Hamas. So all of that. However, on Trump's side, it's mostly rhetoric. So I think he's in a better position to be able to win over new people. Who he selects as his VP pick is going to matter a lot because that's going to send an indicator to these voters that you hear us. I'm interested to think that, you know, I'm interested to find out whether or not he has a strategy from being able to loop in all of them. But I think it comes down to rhetoric. I think it should let the primary play out. Let Nikki Haley play out this primary. What the results are will be the results. But every time you call for her to drop out, every time you call for her supporters to jump on the bandwagon, that's going to make them pull further and further away. Let it play out, and I think it'll all shake out in the wash.
Okay, so you mentioned the war in Israel, and really the real drama last night was on the Democrat side, with 14% of Democrat Michigan voters voting uncommitted because of the president's support for Israel. Joe Biden only won Michigan in 2020 by 3 percentage points. So how do you think that this uncommitted vote, 14% yesterday by the election results, is being perceived in the White House this morning?
Well, I think they're looking at it the same way they've been looking at all the data points. When it comes to his polling, he's polling low because of several issues. I feel like this is just one of those opportunities for his non-supporters to say that, you know, we have one more thing we can put on the checklist. But most importantly, what we're seeing and what we're witnessing from this administration is a lukewarm administration. And whenever you decide to straddle the fence on issues, you put yourself in a position where you show that you lack the backbone to do what's right. So I think that that's what's really happening. This doesn't have to be the case, but when you have Biden behind closed doors saying that I support you and I stand with Israel, but then he goes out in public and he tries to straddle the fence, that's where it gets a little shaky. And these voters see that. But I think it's bigger than this. I think it has to do with the fact that they see that he can't win. And so this is another strategy to kind of continue to push him to the side, even within his own party.
Well, the Trump campaign estimates that he could exceed the 1,215 delegate threshold needed to clinch the Republican nomination by March 12th. That's 1 week after Super Tuesday. And if that happens, then it really is off to the races. This is just the beginning. Janelle, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.